हम्म। हाँ हाँ हाँ।
मतलब ऐसे लगता है वो वाला ये मतलब मेरे मुंह पे भी किसी आपके मुंह पे आपकी किसी भी एक बोल देना और उसके पास टाइम गाना खराब कैसे कैसे
चल आगे की गली में है सागर गया तो बता रहा हूँ।
आधे का।
सबसे आगे जो इधर बाएं तरफ वही
हाँ
कानर भवन 2 प्लाट है।
हाँ,
हम
पहला छोड़ के
हाँ,
दूसरा।
2 प्लाट है। हम और छोकरा से बात हुई संडे को हम लोग मीटिंग
हाँ, बहुत महंगा कर रहा है।
42 का है।
और बहुत महंगा, 60 वर्ग मीटर, 42।
60 वर्ग मीटर है 42।
अच्छा,
मांग रहे हैं
वो पीछे गली का है, थोड़ा पोर्शन ध्यान रखिएगा।
हाँ, गली के पीछे में पतली सी गली है।
हाँ, वो गली नहीं है, वो पीछे वालों की जगह है जो कॉलोनी वाले हैं।
हाँ,
कॉलोनी भी 60 वर्ग मीटर में है ना, लेकिन बनी 50 में है। आगे पीछे जगह छोड़ा है कॉलोनी में, तो वो 6 फीट पीछे कॉलोनी की।
कोई नहीं।
हाँ।
6 फीट कर रहे हो यार तुम
60 वर्ग मीटर है ना सर।
हम्म।
करीब 75।
क्या रिवील करना प्रेफर करोगे आप अपना बॉडी?
तुम्हारे
ऐसा नहीं है उनका काम ही है। उनके लिए हर एक
ये तो एल्यूमिनियम वाला है ना, ये भी एल्यूमिनियम, ये मतलब क्या बनेगा, आधे लीटर, ये बस आधे लीटर, 1.5 लीटर है। लेकिन हाँ, ये 3 लीटर इसके अंदर से चाहो तो 2 इंसान खा सकता है, हाँ तो 2 इंसान का वंडर है, वंडर का सीजन तो सकते हैं कितना बड़ा।
नमस्ते प्रभात मैं कुछ खिला
Recording in progress.
Sir, you can start the session.
I am audible, Kamlesh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and
Yes,
my
sir.
screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Screen is visible. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
Good afternoon to respected faculty, member from various institute, respected speaker. It is an honor and privilege to welcome you all to Faculty Development Program on Opportunity and Challenges in Modern Power System, organized by Department of Electrical Engineering, Rajasthan Engineering College, Kannauj. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Vijay Pratap Singh, Head of the Electrical Engineering Department at REC Sonbhadra. Dr. Singh hold an MTech and PhD from MNIT Allahabad and has over 10 years of teaching experience. His research focuses on load frequency control, microgrid, smart grid technologies, and renewable energy integration. He has published 50 plus research papers in reputed journals, including IEEE Transaction, and co-edited a book published by Springers. Dr. Vijay Pratap Singh also play a key administrative role in institute and leading the incubation center at REC Sonbhadra. He is an active senior member of IEEE. Dr. Singh has represented Indian National Conference, including he's also received the Best Teacher Award by AKTU in 2020. Today, Dr. Singh will deliver a session on the topic Role of Electric Vehicle Aggregator, a game changers in the energy market. I encourage all participants to actively engage and ask the question after the session. Without further delay, let us welcome Dr. Vijay Pratap Singh, sir, to begin this session. Sir, please proceed.
Okay. Thank you, Kamlesh ji. And first of all, I would like to congratulate the entire electrical engineering department of REC Kannauj for organizing the faculty development program. So, without wasting my time, the today lecture will be focused on the electric vehicle aggregators. So it's really a game changer in energy market participation. So As we all know that we face the urgent challenges of climate change and transition to the renewable energy. One of the most we can say that exciting innovation on this horizon is the role of electric vehicle. It's not just about the transportation solutions, but as a powerful player in the energy market. So it's basically it's empowering the the consumers, and the on the same way on the another hand it is the supporting the energy grid. So let's start about the EV aggregators, and one by one we will see. So introductions, as we all know that the conventional transportation sector is it is the responsible for 25% of the carbon dioxide emissions and 55% of the global oil consumptions. So on the development of EVs nowadays, it's a critical, it's ongoing as a critical action for the directly reduction of the carbon dioxide emissions. So the main drivers are developing the energy crisis, environmental issues, including global warming, local air pollutions, particularly in the city. So if we talk the generally the what we get the economical, environmental, and technical impacts for the EV. So firstly, we should know that what is the economic impacts on the EV. So actually, the economic implication is directly related to the power exchange between the electric vehicles and the utility through bidirectional mode, whether it is the vehicle to grid technology or grid to vehicle technology. So basically, V2G benefit both the EV owner and the power system by decreasing the the share of high cost generators, such as gas turbines in the peak load hours for the payment exchange for the payment to EV owners. The secondly, if we talk about the environmental impact, which is directly related to the emissions over an one's EV life. So that is, it is the summation of the electricity generated to the power EV and the direct tail pipeline emissions of the EV. So and if we talk about the technical implications, what are the technical impacts on the EV? So we have the we have the negative and positive impact on the power system due to the difference in the temporal and that is the spatial characteristics of the EV charging. So if we if we see the what is the temporal difference between the temporal and spatial characteristics of EV. So in temporal, so it's basically the probabilistic decision task, and that is expected value EV of choice is calculated, and after the choice has been made, this can be updated based on the temporal difference. So that is the prediction error between EV and the what the reward magnitude obtained. So it's probability of obtaining the reward and in the reward magnitude. So let us start with the what are the electric vehicles. As we all know that, so it operates on electric motor instead of internal combustion engine, and that generates power by burning a mix of fuel and gases. So it's could be seen as the possible replacement for the current generation automobile in near future to address the environmental challenges. And these are the main characteristics that is the inspired by the road going automobile that is powered by electricity. So it's having one electric motor propelled by one electric motor, and it's totally, or we can say that it's if it is a pure AV, it is totally dependent upon the batteries. So and another characteristics we have the electric motors. It provides the instant torque and smooth accelerations, and the plug-in electric vehicles, these are the fast, fun, and efficient. And the one more advantage is the maintenance is simpler and cheaper. So this is all about the ecosystem of EV. So every for any development of any ecosystem, two things: information, money, and in what we are going to getting the output, that is the important. So if we talk about the electric vehicles, so it's the major concern is about the electricity. So to development of the ecosystem, the from grid to home, we need information, bidirectional communication. We need electricity from home to EV charging stations. Once we will charge, we have to pay the electricity bill, and from charging stations to from vehicle to grid, we can again get the benefit. So this is the total the bidirectional flow between the electric vehicles, grid, and if it is if the consumers between. So every key system players, the major trends are, you should know about what is the vehicle information, which type of battery you having, then what you having the renewable power, and then about the smart grid, energy storage, vehicle to grid, smart charging. So all these things combined together in order to development of the ecosystems of the EV. My slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the history of electric vehicle, if we talk about the history, so the electric car was actually it's a long history, and in 1837 it was invented through the Robert Davidson, and in 41 he built a bigger train car. So in 1884, after the 40 years of the inventor Robert, Thomas Parker creates the first manufacturing electrical automobile in India, in London, and in 1890, it was the first electric car having the top speeds of the 40 mile per hours, and it was a 6-seater electric car, and that was developed by the William Morrisons. So it is the little the modified electrified wagon for this 6-seaters speeds. So these are the air quality indexes in the cities. So according to the Green Space Research, the India the in largest cities, it is in deteriorating at an alarming rate due to the air quality of the poor air quality index. So out of 30 polluted city of the world, the India 22nd cities or in the India's within the 30 most populated city. And nitro oxide emissions in Delhi, it was in 2020, it was more than 40%. And the PM, that is the measurement of air quality index, that is a particular matters, it's a 2.5. It is more than 23% in 2020. So these forces, these are the carbon emissions. So if we're having the advanced internal combustion engines, we're having the 15%, and natural, it's having the potential of reduction of 50%. And if we have the natural gas and biofuels, it is up to the 10 to 30%. Then hybrid and fuel electric, it's about 30 to 40%. And if it is the fully electric, so it can having the reduce the carbon potential, having 50 to 100, and for purely hydrogen, it is 50 to 100%. So these are the certain number of deaths due to the pollution. Why it is the EV is that is the important. And if you observe these the top 10 countries data, so Indian is having it's 2.51 death in millions, and it is of course if it is compared to the neighboring country Pakistan, so it is the 8 times higher death in comparison to Pakistan in India. And if we take the USA, so it is around it is a 17 times higher than the USA. So as per the study conducted, that due to the pollutions is 8 times higher in India and in its neighboring country, and 70 times more than in USA. So, and one of the reason is that in having the India large population density, death occurs more often than any one country. Sorry for interruption. Actually, I have to take one call. It's important. So please hold. Okay. हाँ सर हाँ तो तो चार 4 घंटा जैसे एक प्रैक्टिकल का 2 घंटा होगा, कई प्रैक्टिकल्स होंगे, है ना। आप एक बार बुला के पूछ लीजिए, थोड़ा मैं एक जगह बिजी हूँ लेक्चर में, है ना। हाँ हाँ ठीक है। हाँ ओके। So major factors that attracts EVs that why anyone should go for electric, why anyone should purchase for electric cars. So we having the major factors, the reliability and flexibility. So it requires less maintenance, and as we know that the government incentives or the nowadays the governments are providing a very good amount of incentive, and so that's why the new model hittings in the markets, they also offers more flexibility of the car sizes and styles. Second one is the growing infrastructure. So you having one option that you can charge your vehicle right at your home, and in throughout the countries, the very few charging stations or the right now, but it is on the growing stage, and within I hope that within the 2-3 years, 3 years of a span of time, the infrastructures will be developed more, and then you don't have any problem, and you will not worry about for your the car chargings. Then third one is the affordability. Of course, for initially it's the cost is higher, and nowadays the different companies are providing a very good amount of the electric car for the customers. They are providing very good amount as compared to the petrol or CNG based cars. So it's the less expensive, and it's the fuel and maintain, and it's a new model come out, and the cost to buying electric cars, or it will be plummeting, or it will be more reducing. The major factors which affects the human life is if we adopt the EVs, or definitely it will it's well directly associated with the public health. So actually the electric cars, as you know, that it's do not have a gasoline engine, and so it's do not spew the tailpipe pollutions and if the pollution, if we in the car, if we do not have any pollutions, so the public will not suffer for the asthma, heart attack, poor health, and premature death. That is the major factors that attracts the EV. This is whatever I have discussed. That is the one of about that what the EV and why anyone should go for the EV. But the today topic is actually it is based on the how the electric vehicle aggregators plays a important role in the game changer in the energy market scenario. So, if we discuss if EV aggregators, actually, it's a platform that connects the number of electric vehicles. So, it's connects the electric vehicle, it connects the owner who having the electric vehicles, the driver who are going to drive the electric vehicles, and fleet operators with consumer looking for eco-friendly transportation. So, these that's it's a type of a platform so that connects all the possibilities those who are looking at eco-friendly transportations. So, and if we talk about the what is the role in the ecosystem, so it's provides fair mobility solutions. It's managing the charging infrastructure. So it optimizes fleet operations using data analytics, reducing carbon emissions. So these are the role in ecosystems. So, so the aggregators basically it's aggregator is a model. Aggregator means it's a platform having the consolidated EVs for from the multiple sources and offers them to the consumer through a unified platform. So, for example, of such type of other industries, so that's the Uber and Lyft aggregate private vehicles for ride sharing. So, in many of the urban areas. In metro cities, the companies are actually they are sharing the private vehicles for the ride sharing basis. So Airbnb is aggregate homes for they are providing the short-term rentals for the electric vehicles. So actually, the aggregators is someone who will manage all the things about that is about the electric vehicles from consumers to the from the charging stations to the owner, everything. So that is the about the that is what is electric vehicle aggregations. So now you see that how the smart charging systems play in the power systems. So we have the electric vehicle smart charging systems. So the electric vehicle smart charging systems it could be centralized or decentralized state. And that will depend upon the connections of EV to the smart home. If we're having the smart home is a type of a decentralized charging. So it's a decentralized charging. What we will do, we will having only one vehicle, or let us suppose that I am a owner of a certain house, and I have two vehicles. So that will be also considered as a decentralized charging. So, but whereas the centralized charging means, so we have the batch of chargings of EV located in the parking lot. So let us suppose for a building or public parking is conducted, and the one of the most fundamental, the EV aggregators having the various challenges that is required about the minimum required the state of charge level of EVs, power supply reliability, uncertainty in electricity market price, and the provision of reserve and regulation of the power of EV. So these are the some the various challenges associated with the EV. So actually, in EV aggregators having the two different aims in the wholesale market, and another one is the client side market, retail market. So, on the other hand, demand side market participants that will for optimal electricity purchase and that will procuring for the ancillary services. And the another hand, if we have the client retail market, the aggregators basically contribute to end users users against other agents, which provides the similar products and services. So these are all about the electric vehicle charging system. So here you can see that here is the aggregators. So aggregators will It will take risk management also. It will optimize it will give the command to charging and discharging. So whatever the battery constant is there, whether the SOC level is good or not. So we're having the parking lot, and it could be directly connected to the load, the local grid operator, to the transmission system operator, and of course, depending upon the price scenario. So aggregators plays a very important role, for between the electric vehicle charging, electricity market, for taking the price scenario. And whenever the price is low, aggregators will give a command to the parking lot, to the vehicle which is already parked in the parking lot. So this is all about how the electric vehicle charging your systems are working right now. So whatever we have seen, we have discussed here. So need to skip these things. So EV can charge through home, building, public parking, charging stations. Of course, we having the regular AC charging stations and DC fast charging stations. So battery swapping such stations and even energy exchange with the other EV. So one of the anxiety with the owner is that regarding its the range of the EV. So, so once the other facilities are available, so that if you are going somewhere and if you are stuck in between the highways, what you will do? If you do not have any charging station nearby you, or if you do not have any provision to charge your electric vehicles, so what you will do? So nowadays, a few startups are working in this area. They have modified and a electrified wagon, like a type of ambulance. You can call it electrical charging ambulance. So if you will call them in that particular number, so they will provide they will provide the charging station in front of your car, whether it is in between the highways. So you can directly charge your electric vehicle through these. Second one is thing that is, if you nearby, if it is any shop is there which having the facility of the battery swapping, so you can, what you will do, you can pull out your the discharged battery and take the charged battery and again put in your car, and now you can go to your whatever place, whether you are want to whether you want to go. So you can go there. So that is the battery swappings, and another one is the even energy exchange with other EVs. So if any EVs having, if it is having the good SOC level, if it is the SOC level is more than 80%, and another vehicles which SOC level is 5%, or let us say almost zero. So the another vehicle can also provide its power, to the vehicle which having the zero SOC level, so that you can charge your vehicle up to the, let us say you have charged 20%. So the another vehicles which having the full SOC level, let us suppose 80%, so it will come to 60%, or evenly it is more than 55%. So what you can do, you can take a help from other EV. You can you can do the energy exchange, and you can reach somewhere from between the highways where you can get the charging stations or all those things. So nowadays these types of the plans are workings, and it's really good for the EV owners. So the charging points, it could be energized through the utility grid or local energy systems, and that accommodate various energy sources. So from the viewpoint of the systems, the EV can charge to the distribution systems. If you're having the independent microgrids, energy hubs, or you having the virtual power plant, etc., you can charge your the EV. So wind and solar power station that could be directly connected to the main grid or directly connect to the local grid like a micro grid to charge the EV batteries, or you can stationary energy storage system can also charge EV, and it will help in mitigating the the generation intermittency. Then comes to the role of EV aggregators in the charging stations. So aggregators, actually, what is the role of aggregators? So if it is not if we want to know that what is the main function of aggregators, so aggregators are intermediate for profit entities, so between the power system and end users. Okay, so and according to their responsive loads to provide the electricity services to improve appropriately to improve the flexibility of the power grid. So uh, so aggregators having both pros for the both power grid and end user, in addition to their income from the energy aggregations. So aggregators are basically responsible for setting up the what is the technologies needed technologies, means communications, measurement, and control devices. So it's entity managing various distributed generation sources to provide the flexible ancillary services to the power network in a day-ahead and intra-head electricity market under related energy bids. We're having the different types of aggregators in the power systems. We're having the retail aggregators. We have the demand response aggregators, generation aggregators. We have the EV aggregators. So we are not going to discuss about retail aggregators and what are the demand response aggregators. So here I'm just going to elaborate what the EV aggregators, how it is the responsible for the power providing, how it's responsible for the charging and discharging controllers of the EV, and in its the contracted area. So in EV aggregators, we having the one thing has been defined as the central coordinator. So who's managed the battery SOC level of geography distributed EVs. And second one is that it's the form EVs forms, actually it's a virtual storage capacity to meet the EV users mobility needs and offer energy and regulation services to the grid. So in aggregators, it's managed the certain number of EV. Let us suppose that in a parking lot, we're having let us say 1,000 EVs or there, which is the seen a flexible power demand or an energy storage unit. So it will totally dependent upon the requirement. So if it is if we're having a requirement of low power, V2Z or Z2E, so accordingly we can use the our EV aggregators. So EV aggregators try to maximize the profit by conducting the EV charging in low demand hours. In low demand hours, the aggregators will ask their owners, ask their clients to charge the electric vehicles and to participation in ancillary services markets, and particularly in higher demand hours, so that will give the benefit to the EV aggregators. So generally, the EV aggregators bring a benefit to itself, its EV owner, and the power network. So whatever the EV aggregators having the main primary aim of any aggregators is to earn the profit. And how they will earn the profit? By providing the effective solutions to the clients. So in the same way, EV aggregators brings benefit benefit to itself, not for itself only, it will provide the owners and the power network also. Then you can see here, this is the how the aggregators plays in the electric vehicle smart charging systems. So you can see here we having the power plants and renewable energy resources. And this is the power grid operators. So this is the price signals are how much price we are going to use, we are going to pay for electricity. And then we having aggregators is the middleman between the power grid, and this is the suppose this is the parking lots of the charging controllers of EV. And this is the dollar, this is the megawatt, this is megawatt, this is the dollar. Okay, so if it is a G2V grid to vehicle, so grid to vehicle means we are going to charge the vehicle, so we need input power to the vehicle, and if for charging aggregators will take a money from the client. And once the if it is suppose that if your vehicle is fully charged, and if you want to if you are to provide the vehicle to get power, so at that times you will provide the power aggregators, and in spite of providing power, you will get some incentive from aggregators, and aggregators will provide power to power grid in order to balance. So uh, we're having the two different aims, the whole side market and another is the client side retail markets we have discussed. So in whole side, there is a competition between EV aggregators against the demand side market participants for optimal electricity purchase. And in client side market, the aggregators actually contributes to end user against other agents which provide similar products and services. And it's totally depend upon the SOC level. So if we're having the good SOC level, means 100% SOC level means your battery is the fully charged, and if it is 0%, your battery is empty one. So if we understanding the electric vehicles, so what are the different types of electric vehicles? Type of EV, we having the battery electric vehicles, having it's the fully electric, having the zero emissions, and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, it's having the combined electric and gasoline engines. And hybrid electric vehicles, it uses electric motor to improve the fuel efficiency. So this is the type of electric vehicle. First one is the hybrid electric vehicles, and second one is the PHV. This is the battery, the fuel cell electric vehicles. So from the figure, you can see here, there are different types of EV in which their single energy sources are one of their energy sources is electricity. So if we talk about the battery electric vehicles, it is called the fully electric vehicles, and it's only electric vehicles or pure electric vehicles are fully powered by battery with no secondary, no secondary energy sources. So this BEVs have no emission. However, the electricity used to charge them, it may come from dirty fossil fuels. If we charging our vehicle through the coal power plant. Okay. Another type of EV, namely, it is hybrid electric vehicle (HEV). So it is HEV is basically it is a fed up from both the battery and secondary battery and the secondary source such as petrol or diesel or gas fuels. So it's HEV has not the capability of connecting the power grid from battery charging. So it do not have a kind of facility for the battery charging. So in such vehicle, the battery is charged through the internal combustion engine. So for this reason, the batteries, these vehicles are not very in the large capacity. So that's why you are seeing that the battery is in the smaller capacity. And another one is the plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. It's another type of electric vehicle. Actually, it is the improved version of the hybrid electric vehicles. So it's having the capability of connecting to the power grid for the battery charging. And therefore, the PHVs, the battery can charge from internal combustion engine or the power grid. So, in using PHV, battery usage is preferred for daily rather than the secondary sources. So, this is all about that. And another one is the fuel cell battery. It is called a hydrogen battery, hydrogen EV. So, in which the fuel in such vehicle is the hydrogen. So, in this type of vehicles, the fuel is hydrogen. So, in fuel cell electric vehicle, the hydrogen is converted to the electricity through the electrochemical reactions. And so this is all about the different type of the schematics of the EV. So from these pictures, you can clearly see the differences between the all types of vehicles. So in hybrid electric vehicles, we have it is operated with the two sources battery fuel, but it do not have a facility to charge the electric vehicle. So it is the PHV is the improved version of HEV, and it is the pure battery electric vehicle. Another one is the fuel cell electric vehicles. This is the how the power energy density of fuel cell compared to the energy storage system. So now you can see here the energy density. Actually, it is measured in watt hour per kg, and power density it is measured in watt per kg. So you can see that the fuel cell having its power density is low, but its energy density is very high in the range of 10 to the power 3. That's why it's having the good uh, what we can say, it's having good potential for the carbon dioxide reduction. Whereas the lithium ion having the good energy density as well as the power density. So it could provide you a longer run. So depending upon the other types of the batteries, and there's other superconducting magnetic energy storage, capacitor, flywheel, like that. Now, smart charging, green charging. So you can charge your electric vehicle at your home. We're having you can charge the parking areas. We're having the fast charging stations. So the battery swapping stations, energy trade among CV. So whatever we have already discussed, that what the smart green charging is and how it will, it's how it will play a very important role. Focusing on the variable renewable energy sources in this smart green charging. So this is the one of the statistical data from the compact TV, SUV, sedan, and heavy truck. So compact TV is from the cyan color. SUV sedan is it's a red, and heavy truck is it's a green. So if it is the charging power, 50 kilowatt charging power, it will take charging duration for to reach to charge the battery 80% for the SOC level. So it's around मिशन की सर है तो 15 वैसे, लेकिन 10 तक छुट्टी हो जाएगी करके, है ना? देख लीजिए, है ना? ठीक. So compact SUV, if you're having the heavy trucks, it's charging minutes will be around 45 minutes, and once it's the capacity is charging power capacity is if it is increasing, so charging durations to reach your battery to 80%, it's also reducing. So if we let us suppose that if we're having the 150 kilowatt charging stations, so we're having the charging time for Sidon is it's 8 minutes. Now you can imagine that how if we're having, it's totally depends upon the charging stations. So but it's also for to the high development of the DC power charger. It's well we have to pay very huge cost, huge investment is required. So normally whatever the right now in India, we have 75 to 100 kilowatt charging stations, and not more than that. But in some of metro cities, the DC charging power stations having 125 to 150s are also there. The smart charging objective to maximize maximize the profit, to improve the power quality, reliability, share of renewable energy resources, and resiliency, load factors, and other factors are like that. So, and if we minimization, what we have to minimize in the smart charging objective, we have to minimize the power loss. We have to make sure that the voltage deviation should not be more than the 5% of its nominal value. We have to minimize the emissions. Our focus will be should be on more than carbon dioxide reduction of the CO2 emissions, and the operation cost, overall cost, we have to minimize. So this is the overall smart charging objective. And anyone who is going to working on this area, he have to consider all these things in his or her objective function in order to get the optimal results. These are the charging strategy. And if we're having the charging strategy, if we're having the constant voltage, so it's directly advantage will be the highest battery lifetime. So if the voltage is fluctuating, so battery lifetime will be also reduced. So what we will do if we're having the constant voltage, so we will apply the constant voltage at the terminal of the battery, and the current drawn depends upon that is the internal impedance and the voltage differences. If we have the constant current, we will having the rapid charging. So constant current is applied in which the charging duration is reduced by the applying larger currents. So actually the individual having its the own merit. So once what we will do, we will we have to very selective. So combination of constant voltage and constant current. So it's the most simple charging popular strategy. So EV are firstly charged with the constant current mode. Let us suppose for the threshold SOC value, let us say up to 40%, and then charging mode is changed into the constant voltage. So these are the some charging strategy. Yeah, these are the follows. These are the some ancillary services for the smart charging stations to power to the offer grid loss reduction, congestion, non-spinning, voltage, frequency, and all those things. EV penetrated energy system technologies. So EV penetrated network, we having the main grid, we have the distributed energy resources. In main grid, we have the standalone grid connected. In distributed, we have the renewable base and non-renewable base energy resources. So it could be penetrated through the system as well as the technologies. Enabling technology charger, we have charger, we have the wire charger or wireless charger. So we have the AC charger, DC charger, and if we're having the wireless, so wireless chargers, what we have to do, we have it could be the near field or it could be the far field. If it is the near field, we have the inductive wireless charging, the resonance coupling, the permanent magnet coupling, and if it is the far field, laser charging or microwave charging schemes would be there. So in order to incorporate these all the charging strategy, we need the software, we need the hardware, we need the communications, we need the services. So these all makes the charging station is smarter. So in the wireless charger, what we have to do, we have to just park our vehicle in certain places, and your car will be automatically charged through the inductive wireless charging systems. Nowadays, the automatic charging lanes are also there. So once the vehicle will run on the particular lane, your vehicle will automatically charge. So it totally depends upon the advancement of the technologies and the adoptions of the all the things in a combined entity. So these are the wireless charging. Wired charging means that is the cable charging. In wireless charging, we have the static, we have the dynamic, and we have another one is the quasi-dynamic charging stations. So already we have discussed what is it. Then what are the main challenges in electric vehicle smart charging is grid-related challenges. Of course, it will be the one of the biggest issue. Second one is the bidirectional power flow challenges, then grid reinforcement challenges, the pricing challenges, battery degradation challenges, swapping challenges, low capacity of batteries, security challenges, uncertainty challenges. A lot of challenges are there. But what we have to do, we have to consider all the challenges as a consider all the challenges to in order to overcome for the development of ecosystems of the EV. And this is one of the major threats the electric vehicles could face. And then that is the cyber attack in electric vehicles. Nowadays, this is the one of the research area in electric vehicles, because electric vehicles, the research is it's long back around 1 decade. So what we have to do in attacker, actually the attackers will attack on your the onboard charges, and he what he will do, he will try to the send a command to the charging component that the battery is full, and actually your battery is not full. So if let us suppose that if the charging components, if the charging stations, if it is see that it's okay, the battery is full, and in of course your battery is not full, and you once you will go on the highway, you will stuck in between, and anything happen with you. It's totally depends upon the what attacker wants. If he want to kill you, rob you, it's totally depends upon. So it's attacker targets. It's the cable, charging component, supplier network, and the battery management systems. So why these importance in EV aggregations is there? We have in EV aggregators, we have the n number of clusters, and we're having the communication links between the EV aggregators, and then we have the energy market system operators. So it's support the clean energy adoptions, enhance the urban mobility, lower operational cost for business. So it's all about the importance of EV market. So already things we have discussed technology, and technologies in EV aggregations, it's basically plays a very important role for optimizing the EV aggregation operations, mobile apps, AI driven, IoT, blockchain, or whatever we can do it. Fleet management and optimization we can do. The challenges we have already discussed, and uh, the future of EV aggregations is its expansion of fully autonomous electric fleets that will enhance the battery technology for the longer range and faster charging. So it will totally depends upon the battery size, and for the longer range, you require the longer battery in order to store your electric power. So integration of renewable energy resources, and this overall it's a play a very crucial role in achieving a sustainable and eco-friendly mobility ecosystems. And lastly, we have what we can take a key points over here. So it's offer the transformation urban mobility with sustainable solutions. It's the EV adoption and supportive policies, and it's technology infrastructure and business model are crucial for success. So overcoming challenges will, unlock immense growth potential for EV aggregators. So this is all about this the today presentation. And if you have anyone having any query, you can ask me. Thank you. Kamlesh?
Yes, sir.
मेरी तरफ से हो गया. बाकी if anyone having any query,
Any question from participant side? Okay, thank you, sir. I think there is no any question. Thank you for your wonderful session.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.